following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
The first corporate wars started as battles over turf or resources. However, as most megacorps already had sizable security forces to defend their holdings in the wild and woolly world of the post-collapse, it was inevitable that eventually one or more megas started to use those physical forces to settle intercorporate disputes. When the lawyering became ineffective, the first corporate war began simply enough. EBM's leveraged buyout of the failing Transworld Airlines turned unfriendly after their initial deal with Transworld's CEO went sour. Orbital Air, foaming at the mouth to obtain TWA's air traffic facilities in the US, came to TWA's aid, blocking EBM's buyout attempt. EBM struck first, dispatching terrorists to kidnap the OA negotiating team en route to close the TWA deal. The terrorists bungled the job, and EBM's anonymity was compromised. Orbital Air immediately went to work, recruiting Zetatech as an ally, who unleashed a massive wave of net attacks against EBM. These attacks, though damaging, were quickly put down, forcing Zetatech out of the war. EBM responded with a wave of attacks against TWA and OA facilities. Orbital Air met this challenge well, beefing up security and using their dominance in LEO to establish a blockade against EBM facilities. Orbital Air finally struck back with a wave of terrorism and piracy of their own. EBM answered this threat with an army of corporate solos and proxy soldiers from developing nations. During this period, both companies changed allies as frequently as a joy girl changes partners. Hundreds of millions in euro dollars were wasted, stolen, or simply destroyed as both firms attempted to cut each other's funding. In fact, at one point, both sides had to find financial supporters just to save their current allies from being wiped out. There were only two major battles during the conflict. The first occurred when OA commandos captured a central EBM space station in response to a similarly large hijacking that same day by EBM. Both sides were chastised by the European Space Agency, who lifted all the blockades and warned the competitors not to extend their fight into LEO again. The second battle didn't occur until a year later, when OA commandos attacked CEO Ulf Gunwalder's compound in Bavaria, capturing him and forcing EBM to surrender. The ramifications of this war were vast. It was the first conflict of its kind, but more importantly, it gave other companies the green light to use wholesale military tactics to obtain favorable business results. Although some smaller firms had engaged in petty armed squabbles in the past, nothing had ever matched the ferocity and size of this conflict. And it seemed only a matter of time before another one would. The Second Corporate War began as a misunderstanding between the oil giants Petrochem and Sovoil. Relations began to sour between the two firms when a merger deal fell through at the 11th hour. A huge drilling rig accident at a Petrochem platform then brought the two companies to blows in a conflict the likes of which the Pacific Rim had not seen since World War II. Initially, Sovoil enjoyed a string of military victories, although both sides had severely crippled each other's oil facilities within a few weeks. Petrochem fought back hard, expending untold millions to regain the upper hand, at the cost of thousands of lives. Petrochem's success peaked with their surprise capture of the Spratly Island chain, and their assassination of Sovoil founder and CEO Anatoly Novikova. But it was still not enough. Sovoil easily repelled Petrochem's follow-up offensive of October 2009, reducing Petrochem's forces in the Pacific to impotency. There was no formal surrender, but the war effectively ended, with Sovoil victorious. The Second Corporate War had several ramifications. First, The war shocked the hell out of the analysts, and the public in general, who believed the corporate conflict could never elevate past the point the First War had reached. Second, the war marked the first time that a multinational firm actually publicly defied national governments. Savoil completely ignored the international sanctions and did whatever it wished. Both sides used the smaller pack rim nations as extensions of their own armed forces, actively replacing administrations in some cases and installing friendlier ones. In fact, Petrocham's assassination of Novakovo was carried out with a squadron of modified Mirage 111 fighters on loan from Malaysia. Worst of all, because of the constant raiding by both sides against each other's oil refineries, drilling facilities, and pipelines, the war left most of the southern Pacific Rim badly polluted. The South China Sea, the focus of the conflict, became a lifeless chemical stew, all but uninhabitable for several decades. Entire national economies were ruined, and although Savoil was forced to pay reparations, no amount of money would ever undo the damage. The Third Corporate War was another milestone in corporate warfare, because it was fought almost entirely on the net. Almost. Hostilities began when financial examiners from Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce uncovered a confidence scheme being engineered by certain investment counselors of Merrill, Asakaga, and Finch against private investors, using the Rothstein Fund, a subsidiary of the Bank of New York, as leverage. They notified the district attorney's office, which began an investigation the next day. The Rothstein Fund, angered by MA&F's duplicity and not wishing to get dragged down in the investigation, turned everything they had over to the DA's office. They also hired local street netrunners to begin probing MA&F's data fortresses in search of the truth. MA&F administration took this move by their former ally as a direct attack. They immediately countered by stepping up net security and unleashing their own netrunners to launch an assault on the Rothstein Fund, first hitting Rothstein financial clients. Then MA&F strike teams turned their attention to actively destroying Rothstein computer systems, which escalated the fighting still further. For several days, the situation was a confused melee. Data fortresses became armed camps as everyone nervously watched to see what would happen next. Netwatch responded by limiting net accesses and cracking down on computer crime, making several sweeps resulting in numerous arrests and flatlines. When both the Rothstein Fund and MA&F decided to take their conflict to meat space, they began hiring mercenaries. During a 12-hour period, short-pitch battles were fought in Leo and on Earth, all to destroy the physical locations of the enemy's net communications gear. These battles ended with considerable loss of life and millions in material destruction. The next 6 months consisted of endless net raids, most of them inconsequential and indecisive. Indeed, more damage was done during that 12 hours of actual firefights, and that combo stuff is expensive, than during the entire remainder of the conflict. When it was over, the Rothstein Fund ceased to exist as a single entity. MA&F turned the corpses of 2 of their executives who had started this whole mess over to the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. They also got stuck with the bill for the damages done in low Earth orbit and on Earth. By this time, the idea of corporate conflict shocked no one, although several analysts were surprised the war lasted as long as it did. That the conflict took place mostly on the net was rather unusual, and it sparked a couple dozen theories by various pundits that perhaps this was the new way corporate wars would be fought. But still others maintained that, much like the infantry and military doctrine, solos would never go out of style.
information.
Yep.
So, you guys are still in Japantown, I believe. Here you are in Japantown in your borrowed car, trucky, that's ticking over money.
Good old truck.
You drive home.
We did do a lot in that day, so it could be getting near the end of the...
It is evening. You drive home. You do this. You get the bikes all out, and Jess starts working on the bikes to undo the sabotage you made. Now, you made the sabotage. You won't need to roll. That's my decision. Just takes you a few minutes.
Yep.
Then you call up a fixer, because you want to move these bikes on. Who do you want to call? One of your regulars, or do you want a specialist fixer?
We probably want a vehicle specialist fixer, don't we?
Yeah.
Alright, do you know one?
My cousin might know a fixer. Related to vehicles, if no one else does.
That's a good idea. I'm sure for a small fee he'll pass it on.
I'll give him a call.
Second Amendment. Guns and more guns. Guns, 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 guns. Guns.
Hello?
Have you considered shopping at Second Amendment? Guns
Cheeky
and
sons
more
of
guns.
bitches. Make sure that ad's gone. Then
Thank you for calling Trucky Cab. All lines are busy.
try his personal number, if I have it. I don't know if he'd give it to me after everything we've been through.
How did you get this number? Never call me again.
You may actually make some eddies on this. Well, you probably make eddies on most of my calls now that I think about it.
Actually, I should charge you for calling.
We have some motorbikes to move, but we don't know.
Stolen, then.
Well, what is it?
I'm a legitimate business. I can't have anything to do with that.
No, I
Look,
just...
I'll put you in contact with the guy. He's a
Say
fixer.
it's salvage.
Deals with scum like you.
You can't steal from the dead, it's salvage.
And that'll be, I'm
That's-
just going to bill you $300 for the referral.
Fair enough.
Okay, you're going to want to call Jeff Gunderson.
Jeff Gunderson. And 300 eddies. Excellent, cousin. Thanks for the contact. Well, we have a fixer. It's Jeff Gunderson. Shall we? How many do we want to sell?
We wanted to keep 4, one for each of us,
And then
then
sell the
rest.
remaining 3. Do we want to offer to Steel Dragon them for him if he'd like? Or do we just sell them as is?
We sell them as is. We'll need the eddies to actually do this ourselves.
That's
Oh yeah, I'm going to charge you many thousands of eddies to convert those to a choose system, because good luck getting hydro in town.
Right, I will call Mr. Jeff Gunderson.
How did you get this number?
My cousin.
Oh, your cousin.
You may know Radney.
I thought it was
Trucky.
Rebel.
Was it Ribble? Oh, Ribble. I'm getting a name.
Radney
So-
was Hot Rod's dad.
Yeah. Sorry. Ribble.
Punish.
Trucky Cat.
I'm listening. You have 2 minutes.
We have 3 ex-Steel Dragon motorcycles we would like to move. Because we stole 7? Or
You
do
stole
we have 2?
6.
Okay, 2. Sorry, 2.
The one exploded.
One exploded, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why would I have any interest in these illegally obtained cycles?
I don't know about illegally obtained. But, I thought you may...
Oh, so you have the ownership papers.
No, but I'm not sure the people who had them before had them either. Let's just say someone told me that you might be able to move motorbikes around.
You wish me to find a legitimate buyer for these fine cycles of yours.
Yes, quite fine. Shit, what's the fuel called again?
It's
Liquid hydrogen. Liquid hydrogen. They are liquid hydrogen machines.
Annoying.
Somewhat. but fast.
I will need to see them.
Of course, we can arrange a meetup.
Alright. So some short time later.
Do we want to do that here or like somewhere?
You really want to take the bikes elsewhere?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm concerned
Some
about.
short time later, a guy pulls up in a station wagon, like a Thornton.
Would it have the two bikes in one room, the rest in another room closed up, so...
Come in, look the bikes over. He's like, I can sell these. And I will need to change out the tanks, depends. I will need to get legitimate papers for them. Bribes, all these things cost. At the end of the day, you may be lucky to see 5,000 eddies for the pair.
I just need to double check. There's a skill for this.
I believe it's called trading.
Yeah, where is mine?
Or human perception to see if he's lying to you.
Yeah, I'm beginning to suspect that perhaps, at least for now, I suspect that perhaps it may not be as difficult as he is
We
implying.
need a new spray job. We'll need the tracer chips removed.
Jess would have told me if they had tracer chips. I would
Jess
like.
doesn't
I'm going
know
to at
about
least
things
do a
like that.
human perception roll. Over
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
But
what's this
after
like?
you.
Human perception. 12. Not fantastic.
He appears to be being honest for a given value of honest.
14.
Look, you have provided bike. I am doing all of the work here.
He's not lying.
I think you're correct. Do we agree this is a good deal?
If by chance we had other bikes, how much would that cost to get the traces removed for us to keep them? Traces, new plates, and basically what you were doing with those bikes, but for us to keep them.
How many? He brings out his agent and starts calculating.
4.
How soon?
Not urgent.
That's not what I'm looking for. It could be 10,000 eddies per bike. Unless you want to repaint them and convert them yourself.
I can do a lot of the work. The only thing I will require the purchase of...
Reminder to Jess, the cost to modify a vehicle is the cost of the vehicle.
The vehicle.
So that'd be 20,000 eddies. This is probably a pretty good discount.
I think that'd be worth it. The only thing I need to know is to take the chip off now. Just so that it doesn't get traced. And I think we'd go with that. 10,000 a bike.
Does sound fair if we have the eddies.
I will put an agreement in. I will need tools. It takes him an hour to remove those tracer chips.
I will watch him do it.
No. He's not fucking you.
No, I know. But what I'm doing is for if we get any other bikes. I'm not...
It's still going to take you an hour.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about bikes. That's why I'm watching.
He's a nomad.
Yes.
So
I know.
So he's using Moto, a skill that you can't replicate.
Nope.
Put some into your fruit blender. There you go.
X.
Take the plates off your bikes. I will need these. Takes the other two, loads them on. You will see your eddies when I have moved them.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Sorry, butts. You will leave, leaving you with your onerous tasks that you must perform.
Well, that's that handled. Do we want to have a look at those hazmat suits to make sure they are operational?
We'll look at the hazmat suits to see if they're okay, but I don't think that Tracer Hong would...
No, just to be safe. When you're going into the hot zone, you know.
I think that is a waste of time right now. There are still other objectives to complete.
We need to find where he is.
And at night, the combat zones are more dangerous.
That is correct.
So we probably don't want to be retrieving the kid tonight then.
Who knows if he has another night, it'd be the only thing.
We need to find out where he is.
Which means we need to get our hands on more Steel Panthers. Or someone else who would have that information.
There is some net runner who found something he shouldn't have. And it pissed them off enough that they haven't killed him yet, probably.
He's quite likely hiding the information somewhere and they want it.
They're probably torturing him to get it.
Quite likely.
We would have had to have hidden it somewhere. Probably not on the cyber deck then if they've got him.
We could... We can't go in the combat zones tonight.
No.
Sleep and head up tomorrow. We'd also go to the Pacifica as well. That is to do as well.
Who knows, we may spot some of the Steel Dragon while we're out tomorrow.
Maybe we could get that carry, collapsible carry case thing.
Not now.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it's in Little Europe. Is Little Europe a combat zone?
Nope. And the University District is a nice buffer between the combat zone and Little Europe.
So if we're lucky, we may not have to go through one. Or at least not right through one. What district was our set of houses in?
Santo Domingo. Rancho Coronado. Near the dam. Although the dam will not be here at this point. So it's important to remember the difference between 2D77 and now. It's the big yellow area down the bottom.
And then we'd have to go... So we would have to pass through South Night City, which is not the worst combat zone in the world.
Hey, just drive fast, keep your heads down. What could possibly go wrong?
If we were to go there, it wouldn't be the most dangerous place to go. For what that's worth in Night City.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought, before it gets too late and we've still got some time to do something, we might as well do something that's
productive.
Not gonna regular dicks at the, the sharp things, basically.
So we call Trucky back again.
He never left. We've been paying this whole time.
We never did actually tell him to finish up.
Yep.
I think he deserves the extra pay.
Can we afford it? I say we. My apologies. Can you afford it?
Not really. It's seasonally if we can do this, but again, we can't have him sitting around all day.
Well, let's go and get the job done then.
Easy tracky. Hey! Hola!
Yeah, we may have forgotten to tell you to finish up for the day.
That's a good thing, because here you are, wanting more work done. Where to?
We're only lightly travelling through a combat zone this time.
We don't just travel through a combat zone. But at least we're not staying on one.
Yeah.
You said that.
We're heading to Little Europe.
Oh, lovely!
As you're travelling through South Night City, a pair of bikes with the steel dragons riding them pull up on either side of the car and begin firing SMGs into it. Initiatives, now, combat, go!
What did we do to them?
You exist.
I am going on 15.
Okay, so anyway, steel dragon on the left. He's going to take... who's sitting on the left of the vehicle, keeping in mind that in American systems, the driver is on the left. So, the driver...
Should we put Victor on the side that protects the driver's side?
The driver's on the left.
Yeah,
so
but be in the back.
He has
left.
no cover from any of you. She'll be on the back tray because there won't be room for her inside.
Like, I'm on the back tray with her.
That works.
There's only two in the front.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a back seat.
Oh, right,
I'm
right,
probably on the right, you're probably in the middle, I'm guessing.
right. Yeah.
Vix would probably be on the left.
Okay. In that case, he is going to shoot at the driver. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so actions, attack.
No, I'm not sure if that's how that works. It's a
And
minus 8
he's
for
going to
range.
miss.
Good.
Next up is the other guy on the right, and he's going to take a shot at... Well, you must be therefore on the right-hand side of the back cab. So he's going to take a shot at you because you're easier to shoot at. And, right, cool. He's going to pull up the gun. Do you have 8 or more reflexes?
No.
And it's going to go. Not loaded. No ammo in the mag.
We got to load his gun.
Yep.
What a rube!
Yep. Roger, you're next.
He was playing that game with someone.
Oh wait, no, you're not.
Fired out
Vector's
the other
next.
shot.
Haha.
Oh, because you got a newer higher roll.
Yes. I am using the initiative tracker, so, you know.
15?
Yeah.
Well, Roger's next up, so,
That's weird.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rockerboy, go ahead.
Well, the first thing I'm going to
No,
do...
Vector's shooting.
Oh, right.
Remember, I have just been through the whole thing. What was that? That was that. Plus, so we're going to... That is another thing. That is 12. Oh, no, it's 22. Oh, yeah, that's a fucking hit. We'll try doing the damage roll on this. Okay. And she has apparently inflicted a critical injury, so that's covered by damage to that guy.
First critical injury.
Apply damage.
Even by us.
And critical injuries. Ooh, yeah, okay, so she shoots out and like so his knee goes boom and the bottom part of his leg falls off down the road. And he's just like, ah, shit. So when you take damage to a cybernetic limb, you don't feel pain,
Yeah.
but you do know it's happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the left-hand leg, which does not affect his throttle control, his gearing or anything like that. So that's fine. That's fine for him. Next up appears to be Rog, then Jet. No, Roger. Away you go, apparently.
Well, the first thing I'm doing, which might be the only thing I can do, is I'm putting on that helmet.
Yes, that will be your action. Ed? You're apparently next.
I'm in the middle, but he's not firing out the window at the moment, so I could like reach across and shoot out the window past him while he's putting on his helmet.
-2.
That's going to be pretty rough because I've already got a -1 on the gun, but let's go!
You have a -1 on the gun.
Low quality.
Low
heavy
quality,
pistol.
I don't think it puts a -1 on. It only means it.
That's not effectively. That's a hit.
Cool.
I'll just see if I get second shot. 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it's 1 off. No, 2 off on the second one. Damage is 3d6. 7, 8, 11 damage.
Then it's Jess, I think.
It is. I'll place my helmet on.
Okay, there's your action. Our bad guy is going to reload his weapon. Then Vector's going to shoot.
And hopefully kill.
Okay, so that guy falls off his bike as the vehicles pull away, disappears down the road. Maybe he's dead. Who knows?
I'm not sure how to take one of these guys without killing them in this kind of situation.
Well, I mean, if you were close, you might be able to grab him off the bike. Like Victor might be able to do that.
Remaining bad guy's going to take a
Baby
shot.
Jess.
And he is absolutely going to hit you. Jess. That's 10 incoming damage. What is your body's armor?
11.
You don't take any damage. Your armor does not ablate. The combat screen is also a good place to keep track of your armor. Then it is Eddie. Eddie.
Open fire? Or should I call out to... No. We're going to wait till there's only one guy left.
He wants a
There is only one guy
There's
left.
only
I'll call out comms out to Victor. If we got close enough, would you be able to grab him? Pull him off the bike?
That is tactically dangerous.
Yes, but we do need one of them alive.
I will try.
And then to our truckie driver. Would you be able to try getting closer to the guy following us?
Am I authorized hazard pay?
I don't know if we have any other option.
She's going to go over top of me.
They'll have to change place.
They
Yes.
will have
But
to
that's a
change
move
place.
action, so.
Screw it, give it a go.
Alright.
I'll pay for it.
Roger.
Will we get paid?
Okay, this time I'm going to aim at the still the guy on my right.
No, he's dead.
Is...
Well, you probably are. You're playing Grand Theft Auto.
The range you're looking at, -2 for leaning out the... Oh, wait, you're leaning out your windows. No, -2. The range you're at is a range table on the 13. So it'll be probably, with a pistol, it'd be DV13, I reckon.
Yeah, the shortest one's 13.
I don't have the range table in front of me. I really need to fix that.
0 to 16 yards, 13.
Yeah. Beat 13.
Yeah, I'm still looking for where the frickin'...
Handgun, it's under fighting.
Oh.
Or you can tap the attack button on your phone app and then just not take the dice roll, but take what it adds to it.
Yeah, I use that to check, because you've got to count down your ammo anyway.
Yeah, I did. I already had it twice to make up for last week's one. so
Attacking
okay.
with a very heavy pistol, you add 14 to it.
Okay. If I used the one on that, I got 30.
Did you do that for the dice roll, or did you roll a die?
I did roll a die,
Well,
but
add the dice roll to the bonuses, not the... Don't use the die it gave you.
yeah.
That's your...
Because it tells you where the pluses come from. You've got 4 in handguns and 10 reflexes, so that's 14, right? There you go. Add 14 to whatever you rolled. And,
As long as it wasn't
which is
a
already
1.
what I rolled.
I mean,
5.
14 you're already over, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Which I know I rolled
Okay, roll your damage.
46.
I remind you, if you roll 2 6s, that's a crit.
Oh,
1 6.
possible.
That's 3 of them. 12, 13.
13? Mm-hmm. 13, we're throwing it there. Just go through the armor. Apply damage. Right. He immediately decelerates and breaks contact.
Yes, well, you better run.
And then, once it turns the bike around, it starts going off in another direction.
I don't imagine Truckee would be able to keep pace with one of those bikes.
You think? Look, it's perfectly reasonable to boot it out of combat if you get very, very fucked up.
And your friend dies or falls on his bike.
Yeah, that happens.
Then reload upon 2 bullets. Here we go.
Reload.
Everybody reloads.
That was exciting. Probably not a coincidence.
Probably was. Well, if they thought we did what we did do,
sent more than just 2.
yes, and they
We're
would.
using your basic ammunition, right, Roger?
Unless there's more ahead.
No, they would have been driving us forward.
Well, I'm going to remain extra alert, looking for surprise motorbikes or other vehicles that Steel
You
Dragons
drive
might
into the
drive.
University District, and then out the other end into Little Europe, and driver says to you, "Okay, so where in Little Europe we going?"
Box was there.
Now, I don't know. All I wrote down was 1, Little Europe. So I don't know what 1 is because that was last week, and it's just.
So it was either, at least from what I've got here, either in the old Arasaka HQ
Nope.
building here, or an old Tiger Claw warehouse.
Nope.
No.
You're looking for a robot, right?
Yeah.
The guy's selling it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just the guy
Has it
selling.
occurred to you to just go onto the data pool and look for the
Look for the guy.
the listing?
Or the listing.
Which
Well-
you could have done before you left, but you chose not to.
True. Nearest data pool.
Your
first.
phone's ringing.
It was.
All night, every night. Mr. Stud. And she'll never know. Looks like you could use one, Edward.
Nope. Again.
Annoying ads bothering you?
Yes.
You could get rid of them forever by upgrading to the Platinum Executive Plan.
If only. It's teasing me with things I can't afford. Well, data pool first, I guess. Find the listing and then go from there. He's hoping he's willing to show us the merchandise tonight.
Yeah, let's have a look. See.
Find the nearest terminal.
That's not hard.
Would it be library search?
It would.
Let's see if we can find it amongst all the other things being marketed on here. Library search. There it is. 17.
Yes. It looks like a man called Giuseppe Cannoli is selling one out of Little Italy.
I was going to say in the Italian corner, right?
What? Well, what's your problem with that?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing or lots of things?
How's he handling the potential
Well, you
meetup?
got to come see it and give him cash, Beseech.
And it gives us an address?
Yeah, it does. That was really stupid of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people could take advantage of that.
A lot of people aren't us.
Yeah. Well,
No, a lot of people are smart.
Right, back to Truckee. You are illustrious driver of the address. Off to Little Italy.
God, I got the whole digital dating pack for Jess and Thea, but they don't never go on dates.
Well, now that I get the $300 a month, we can go to a date once a week.
Once away.
She was busy last week.
Yeah, it's almost
Killing!
it's almost like being a member of MaxTac ties up a lot of your time.
Yeah, always on call.